Are you overwhelmed by the state of our nation and the world? Do you hear the alarms? Do you want to know what's going on? Can you fix it? What's the it that has to be fixed? I've been asking myself these questions for decades because things keep going from bad to worse. And after 3 decades of intensive study and experimentation, this is what I've discovered. Our survival instincts are trolled. As the world and the nation continuing to fall apart by people who are trying to protect themselves but instead injure themselves and others, our misguided way of explaining our fear and rage have created the chasms in our national conversations. And this trolling expands the divides between us. And now the chasm seems enormous. But there is a bridge. Welcome to the Untrolling Project. I'm Thandeka. The source of the trolling of our survival instincts, of our fear and rage, is strikingly easy to explain when you think about what the brain does when you live in an environment that repeatedly injures you, especially if you're a kid. And you have to stay in that environment. You have to stay with the people you depend on who are your abusers in order to survive. Your brain does a kind of magic trick. It prevents you from knowing the persons who are abusing you as your abusers, and instead directs your attention to someone else or something else as the source of your pain and suffering. It's a survival tactic. It's the way you learn to adjust and get by so that you can live and thrive in an environment that's hurting you. America needs therapy on a macro level, and that's what this Untrolling Project is all about. I put Americans' emotions on the couch. I separate emotions from their commentaries. Troll narratives, which redirect our thinking and our feelings away from our own injuries, some of which we're not even aware of, and transfer our anger and rage and fear onto people who aren't hurting us. Not to injure them, but we're trying to protect ourselves from injuries that have already taken place. The Untrolling Project gives us an account of our own injuries and seeing how those show up in the world so we can stop hurting ourselves and others. And it's done in the name of love. To heal and transform ourselves in this country in which we found ourselves and our kids were born and which we now call our home. It's now up to us to work together, to heal ourselves, our nation, and the world.